All right, it's been a while since I put one of these. Yeah, let's start over. All right, it's been a while since I've done one of these. So, first thing I'd like to do is give a shout out to Brian Dalton, aka Mr. Deity. Go to mrdeity.com if you enjoy a humorous look at thinking, but he kind of inspired this one. Anyway, this is about logic and honesty. So here's the thing that's required for logic is 100% honesty. That means that you have to follow the evidence, you have to follow the reasoning, wherever it might take you, even if you don't like what comes out about it. For example, logic requires that if you don't know the answer to something, you can't jump to a conclusion just because the answer sounds good. For example, and this one was inspired by someone else, if you find a turtle sitting on top of a fence post, you don't assume that it was put there by a god or a fairy or the flying spaghetti monster. Now, you're first going to look at more rational explanations like a human being put it up there, or maybe an animal put it up there. You might then look at more complicated explanations like a flood happened and it happened to land up there. And you might then look at even more unlikely explanations like, the turtle was a good climber and managed to climb to the top of the fence post. But the thing you're not going to do is jump to a conclusion that some deity put it up there. You need evidence, and evidence for the others too. For example, if you found evidence of water marks on the fence post going from place to place, you might say, that's evidence that a flood was the cause of it. If you found shoe prints from a human being or paw prints from an animal, you might say, well, here's evidence that an animal did it. But if you don't find any evidence whatsoever, you still don't jump to the conclusion that a god put it up there. So, logic requires that you be honest enough when you don't know to say, I don't know, instead of just jumping to an absurd explanation like, God did it. That's all. If you are logical, you need to be honest. If you are not logical, well, you're probably religious and you're probably not honest, because religion tends to encourage people to be dishonest. It encourages them to say, God must have done it, when they really need to say, I don't know. I don't have a clue. And no one else does either. Be honest. Don't be religious.